Hey, what's up everybody? In this video, we're going to take a look at Agent P from Phineas and Ferb. The ability description for Agent P is clears diagonal and vertical line of Tsums. This gaming demonstration that you're currently watching is a skill level 1 demonstration, and in order for you to fully charge up the Agent P's ability, that's going to depend on your skill level. If you have him at skill level 1, then you're going to need 22, and every skill level that you go up will decrease the amount of Tsums needed to activate his ability. And the skill range at skill level 1 is going to be extra small, and that size is going to grow into extra large as you level up Agent P. His minimum score is 100 with a maximum score of 786. So his score is not going to be that good at the maximum score, so you wouldn't necessarily use Agent P for score, but Agent P is pretty decent for coins if you use him properly. So let me get into the strategy, and actually before I do that, you may need to understand how his ability works. So Agent P's ability, there's 3 components to it. The first animation is a low kick at the very bottom, then a diagonal kick which clears diagonally, and then finally a rocket ship that blasts off in the center area. So the first part is very simple. The first clear, just make sure there's a lot of zoom at the very bottom. But the second part is where it gets a little tricky, and you will need to have gyro on to maximize Agent P's coin earning potential. So during the sideways kick or the diagonal clear, you'll want to tilt your phone sideways to the right hand side so all the zooms fall to the right hand of your screen. And then finally, for the final blast where he takes off in the center area, right before the rocket ship takes off, you want to flick your device back to the vertical line, or at least vertically, so that way it stands straight, so all the zooms quickly jump back to the center all at once, so it creates a really long vertical line in the middle. So that's how you will optimize it. Okay, so now let's take a look at Agent P at skill level 1, 2, and 3. And again, the difference here between skill level 1, 2, and 3 is the skill range. At skill level 1, the skill range is going to be extra small, and for skill level 2, it's going to be a small, and finally for skill level 3, it's going to be a medium. Now the skill range is only in reference to that last blast where he shoots off in a rocket ship. The 2 kicks that he has, it's going to remain the same regardless of what skill level you have him at, so that's the only difference there for the skill range. Now in terms of how many zooms that you'll need to activate his ability, for skill level 1, you're going to need a total of 22 Agent P zooms cleared. For skill level 2, you're going to need 21. And then finally at skill level 3, you're going to need 20. So it's 1 less zooms every single time you level up Agent P's skill level. So overall, I think Agent P is a very powerful zoom, but it is a little bit complicated to use, especially if you are playing on a phone or a device that's a little bit laggy, then it may not be the best experience. And if you're playing on a tablet, it's definitely not ideal because you have to play with gyro on, and it wouldn't necessarily be too easy to flick your tablet, and you might even have some accidents. So if you are playing on a phone like I am, then that might be good because it will be very easy to flick your phone to the center area. But if you are playing on an older phone, that might be difficult because it's likely that Tsum Tsum is going to lag on your phone. So if you are experiencing lag on your phone, then Agent P is not necessarily assumed that you want to use to try to earn coins. But if you have a relatively smooth phone to play with, this is the strategy you'll want to use. And you will need to practice a little bit. It also took me a little bit of time when I first started using Agent P that I had to practice that flick at the very end where you have to get all the zooms to the center. Once you've mastered that, you'll be able to get a lot of clears during the rocket ship. It's really about flicking your wrist and getting all the zooms piled up on the right, and then right all at once flick to the center area. And actually, let me do this and let me activate the abilities all at once, and we could really analyze it in a slow motion. So again, there's 3 parts. So let's take a look at the first part here. These 2 kicks don't really matter too much because they're going to remain relatively constant. It's this last one. So we got 19, 27, and 32. And really, that's the deciding factor on the skill level. These first 2 kicks aren't necessarily going to matter too much. They're going to be relatively constant. But this last blast is where it's at. The higher the skill level, the bigger the rocket ship is going to be, or at least the thickness of the clear area is going to be. Now I'm also going to fast forward to the very end here to show you what coins I earned for these 3 game demonstration. For skill level 1, I got 1,294 coins. At skill level 2, I got 1,655 coins. And at skill level 3, I got 2,315. So for coins, it's not too bad for a skill level 1, 2, and 3 zoom, but it's not necessarily that amazing. But anyways, that's my review for Agent P. I hope that you guys found it useful or at least entertaining to learn a little bit more about Agent P and the strategy you need to use Agent P. And if you would like to see more Tsum Tsum content just like this, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to this channel. And as always, thank you so much for watching.